Hi and welcome. We are glad to see you today. Mike here.
And Anna here.
And today we are going to look at how we can tame our tongue. We always have a choice in the words that we speak. God has given us the freedom to choose our words well.
Yes.
While some words build up, other words destroy. And while other words carry light, some of the words we may speak carry darkness. But we want to bring others to the glory of God through the words that we speak. And today we want to share ways of how we can tame our tongue.
In those frustrating moments, it's very good that we cry out to God. Why? Because He's very ready and near to listen to us. For example, in the daily situations of how life moves, many a times we find ourselves frustrated, disturbed in different ways, but instead of speaking words that bring darkness to your life, it's very important that you speak words of life.
Yes, and crying out to God doesn't necessarily mean that you will have to burst out in prayer at that very moment. But it could be in your heart or in your spirit, where you take time before responding back, especially in times when the conversation has become heated or during an argument. It is best to first look to God in your heart. David said that when I am overwhelmed, take me to a rock that is higher than I. That means that the Lord is on a higher plane than our plane. And when we are in those situations, it's better to see things from the higher plane or from the higher perspective of after this conversation is done, what I'm about to say, where will it take us? Or when it comes to tomorrow, how will I reflect back to what I said yesterday? That way we can relax and calm down during these heated moments and try to steer the conversation in a way that will lead to a dissolution of these conflicts and in a godly manner. And another thing we can do is to dwell on our God-given wisdom, our inner wisdom. In us, the Lord has imparted wisdom. We have the Holy Spirit to guide us day to day with the different people that we interact with and in the conversations that we have. Sometimes it is not very wise to speak out the first thing that comes to mind during an argument or during a conversation, but it is also important to take time before we speak. Patience is key here, because the Bible tells us that we should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. That way we avoid many issues that can come from the words that we speak. I will give an example of some of the arguments that we have had during our lifetime or during the course of school, at home. Many times it comes from a small thing, a small argument, or you did this, or someone did this to you. But from the way you speak back to them, the first thing that comes to mind, if you just say that, you may find that a small insult or something that you thought was small, in the other person's perspective, it is not small, and to them it is big. And then an argument comes out of something very small that you could have avoided by taking time before you speak. That is why it is important to be patient, Take time to think out what you're going to say before you say it. You will find yourself avoiding a lot of trouble.
It's better that you're silent before you speak, like he has said, than uttering out words that will be harmful to the other party. The Bible tells us in Proverbs 17 verse 1 that better a dry crust eaten in peace than a house full of feasting and conflict. If we reflect deeper, it's very important to be still. Let your heart be still in any manner of situation, all kind of situation, because very many things lead to strife and so quickly. But remember, every word that we speak has a consequence of it. And tomorrow, you may not be able to face someone and apologize. Why? Because words are life. They are life and spirit. They are always looking for a place to land. Very harmful once spoken and are not very good words, but very healthy to our life and spirit if they are strengthening words. Yes.
And sometimes in an argument, it is also better to walk away.
Yeah.
When you see the other person is not in position to understand things from your perspective, it is better to walk away from them than to make this argument go on even longer. Because as you walk away, both of you have time to reflect before you come back and resolve whatever situation you may be in at that moment. Yes, that can also help to de-escalate matters and bring peace between the two of you. And it is also good to develop thick skin. Sometimes in conversations or as you go on with life, someone may insult you indirectly or unintentionally or even intentionally. But sometimes such things shouldn't bother us. We should learn to go above these words. Yes, there are words that destroy. There are words that hurt us on the inside. But sometimes it is best that we ignore them and move on with life. Because the more you give these things attention, the more you dwell on them, the more you think about them, and the more likely you are to respond to them. We should learn to go above some of these things. And one way we can do that is to steer away from people that insult us. And probably when we revisit these situations or when we take time and meet these people again, we can go ahead and talk to them of how something they said affected us and how we felt about it, and probably they will also learn from it. Because sometimes we talk with our colleagues at work, we talk with family members, and you may feel like he or she has said something that hurt you, but in their perspective, they didn't know that those words would hurt you, or they were joking, or they were trying to find out how you would react to them. But when you explain these situations to them, they get to learn from their experiences and also improve as they go on with life.
Lastly, it's also very important that we use our tongue for good, to speak good upon our lives. Because every time you speak good upon your life, it comes to pass. So is the negative, but we should choose the good side of it.
And remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for our YouTube channel. See you next time. Bye.